Hey guys, Katie Heller here with KidsCanReadAndWrite.com, and today I want to talk to you about some of the most common reasons kids misspell words. If you've ever had a spelling test come home and it's just X, 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 X all the way down, I want to help you understand why your child is missing those words and what you can do to help your child fix them. Are you ready? Let's get started. All right, so let's take a look at this test. So I tested a student who was in second grade, kind of early second grade, almost October, I believe it was. And let's just take a look at why this student is struggling. Because if you're working with someone you love who is constantly misspelling words, it's very likely they're misspelling them for similar reasons. And maybe you're a parent working with a child, or maybe you're a teacher working with a bunch of students, but either way, it's good to know why kids struggle to not only write, but to read, because a lot of times the answer is the same. So let's take a look at these errors and see if we can figure out what's going on with the student and why he is having such trouble spelling correctly. He worked really hard. I asked him to do his neatest handwriting, and he really tried the entire time. So even though you see a lot of words were correct in the beginning, and then we start seeing X, 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 which he never saw these X's. I did this after to show you. But why did he get these right for the large part and then miss so many here? Was it that he stopped trying, or what was it? See if you can figure it out. So if we look at the first word, maybe he was nervous on that one. It was supposed to be sit, and he wrote stit. So we have a little error there. That was supposed to be let me get this, it, sit. Pardon my writing on here. All right, but he got map, he got web, he got fog, he got jut, he got last, he got grin. And then the next word was supposed to be send. Now, he put shined. A lot of kids get E's and I's mixed up. And also, once they know SH, a lot of kids will put SH instead of S, or vice versa. So if we change that, to a S, and then had our send, like that, he would have gotten it. So it's really that E versus I here, and the S versus SH here. So notice how many he's getting correct. Last, grin, slot, drum, stuck. What happened here? See if you can tell. What happened to start making him miss all of these? I'm not sure if you know what word it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be after. He makes his R's a little funny. A lot of kids will do the line and then come out to make the R, and it makes it look like a V. But what you want your child to do is go straight down and then climb up, 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 and do a rainbow in the air. So then it would look much better. But why does he write after AFTR? Any idea? Well, a lot of kids, when they're sounding out the word after, they go aft-er, and they think R says er. And they don't know what really says er. Really, ER, IR, or UR will make the er sound. Now, the most common one is ER, and that's the one that's usually used at the end of a word. So if he had known that E and the R say er, then he could have gotten that correct. Now, what about this word? It looks like barana if you sound it out, but in his mind it was barn, barn. But what really says R? A and the R. And if you know that, you can spell barn fairly easily. But you have to know that A and the R say R, not just an R the way it sounds. So these are called tricks, and it's one of the #1 reasons I see kids struggling to spell correctly. They just don't know the tricks soon enough. So people are expecting them to be able to spell correctly, but they haven't been taught the tricks, and this holds them back. So one of the most important things to be teaching your kids, whether you're working with your own child or a classroom full of children, make sure they know the tricks, letters that work together to make new sounds than we typically teach the regular 26 letters and sounds of the alphabet make. So how about this one? Do you know what he was writing? It looks like Cass. He was trying to spell ca-ace. But see how that A, if you're sounding it out, ca-a, and you put an A, you think you're fine, ca-ace, unless you know that a vowel has to have a reason to say its name. In this case, he needed that sleepy E. When you look at the next word, spoke, same thing. We need that sleepy E or silent E or bossy E, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it sleepy E. I say he's so sleepy and grumpy, he shouts to his vowel brother, "Say your name, vowel." And he makes it say its name. The brother just says its name to be nice and not start a big fuss. But we need that sleepy E at the end. Now this one, what was it supposed to be? Short. Now notice this is an R. He kind of corrected it, but it says sort right now. He needs a little work with what? The SH, saying shh. He needs to make sure he puts SH. So that's another trick. Notice everything he's missed so far has really been a trick. And when he knows the trick, like the TH, he gets the word right, pa'ath. But if he doesn't know the trick, like the word couch, couch, do you know who says ow? Well, it's either OU or OW. In the word couch, we're going to use the OU because we typically only use OW if the word ends in ow, owl, or own. So he needs to know about OU and OW, 2 more tricks that are tricking him right now. Any guess what he was writing here? Baby. So if you're sounding it out, ba-a-ba-e, and you don't know about sleepy E, which would go quiet and make the A say its name, ba-abe, you would put the E. But what he really needs to know is why usually says E at the end of a word when he can't fit in the car here. So usually it's Y. It could be I-E, E-E. There are other variations, but Y is the one he's missing here. So I'm going to write that down. Same with this word. Do you know what he was writing? It was dry. Remember, this is his R. So he put I-E for the I ending. But typically, if you hear I after 1 or 2 letters at the end of a word, it's the Y ending. When he can fit in the car, he'll say, I want to come, I want to come. And there are 3 seats in that car. So if he can fit in the 2nd or 3rd seat, that's when he says I. If he can't fit in the 2nd or 3rd seat, he'll say, that many people are going? No thanks. So these are all tricks. If you need help teaching the tricks, if you're like, I do not know these, I cannot teach my child these, or I cannot teach in my classroom these because I don't know them myself, I have a program called Black Belt Reading that can help you do that. Feel free to go to kidscanreadandwrite.com to find it, or kidscanonlineacademy.com. And both of those places have it for sale. It comes with all the videos to teach the spelling rules, the reading rules, how to deal with it in all the different cases. Also, it has huge packets for each trick. So you have worksheets on everything, words to call out, sentences to call out, words for your child to read, sentences for your child to read. But the most valuable are the videos. I teach all of the tricks in ways your kids, even if they're dyslexic, can catch on to and understand. And it's a go at your own pace program. So if it takes them a little longer, you can take a little longer. You don't have to rush through it. But anyway, let's go through some more words. The E's, notice the E's. He just doesn't know again about that sleepy E. So we already have that. The next word is stay, stay. And if you think that A says A at the end of a word, well, that A makes sense. But A actually says, why am I at the end? I should be at the beginning if he's at the end. That would be sta. For A, we want the AY ending. And that's how you get that A sound. Stay, play, day. So we need to make sure the kids know when they hear A at the end of a word, it's usually AY. Again, there's never 100% to all of these tricks, but they sure do help for at least 85% of the words. They're super helpful for spelling. And you see a lot of this clean right up as you teach your kids the tricks. So let's look at this one. What word is this? Did you say calling? That's it. So he sounded it out. Calling. He's sounding out all the words, guys. He knows a few tricks, but he doesn't know enough. If you want your kids to be spelling correctly, if you want them to be able to sound out words, you have to teach them these tricks. It is too hard otherwise. So the trick here, it sounds like all, but all is either ALL or AL. And we need ALL in this case because call is the root word. And if you hear all after one or two letters, generally both L's go along for the ride. And if you hear all in the middle or at the end of a longer word, that's when we just use one. So we need to make sure he knows the ALL, AL trick. All right, let's see. Sold he got, food he got. What was this one? Can you tell? R, P, harp. Remember, that's his R. What actually says R, though? A in the R. So if you know the AR trick, then you can spell harp. And what about this word? What word is this? Nation, nation, but he heard it as nation, nation, and he doesn't know the shun, 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 T-I-O-N. That's the shun trick. And if a vowel touches the shun, it will say its name, except for I, who refuses to say his name. So look at all this. If you have a child who's really struggling with spelling, chances are he or she does not know the tricks. These are some of the most common tricks. And I always test kids as soon as they come to me with any kind of problems with reading and spelling. I always test them to see, do they know the tricks? Because you have to know them to sound out words and you have to know them to spell words. So it's really important. And typically when I test them, this is the #1 thing holding them back from being good readers and spellers. So this word, any idea what he was writing here? It was supposed to be blink. It came out black, right? CK means you have a short vowel sound there. So that would be black. But we want ink. Well, what says ink? I-N-K. So if you know that, you can get the word blink. But if you don't, guess what? You get tricked. So same thing here. Can you tell what word he was writing? Not spitra. It was supposed to be spider. Spider. Now remember that ER says and then he thinks it's spiter. When he hears it, he hears spiter. But really we want spider. Spider. So after looking at this, guys, can you see why he's struggling? He needs to know the tricks. That's the #1 reason he misspelled most of these words. He needed to know more tricks. He knew a few, but he didn't know enough. So if you're working with your child on spelling, check and see, do they know the tricks? Could they spell these words? Do they misspell them the same way that this child did? I hope this helps you understand. The #1 thing holding kids back when it comes to spelling is they are lacking trick knowledge. They need to know the tricks. The #2 reason kids misspell words is they need to improve how they hear words. They're not hearing them correctly. Okay, you have to make sure they can hear the sounds in the word. So we saw that in spider, right? If they hear spiter and they're sounding out the word, they're going to put a T there. But if it's a trick issue and they hear like nation and they don't know the shun trick, but they know SH says sh, then you're going to see that. So kids spell the way they hear. If you're seeing a lot of mistakes, look at those mistakes because they're giving you huge clues as to why your child is struggling or why the kids in your classroom are struggling. So pay attention. The errors tell you more than correct answers do. Look and see, which words do they miss? Why do they miss them? What are they missing? What do you need to teach them so that they can start getting the words spelled correctly? And especially if they're dyslexic or have some other specific learning issue, you need to make sure they know the tricks and you need to make sure they can hear the proper sounds in words. And then you need to practice, practice, practice so they don't forget them and so that they get so used to hearing them, they just keep getting them right over and over again. All right, guys, I hope this helps. I hope you understand better why a lot of kids misspell words like these. Give your own little test and see if your kids make these same mistakes. Let me know how it goes, and don't forget, if you need extra help, go find the Black Belt Reading Program. I've made videos for each trick to teach kids in a way that they can remember them and in a way that will teach you both so you can get through the tricks and learn to read confidently and accurately as well as write confidently and accurately. So if you need extra help, go to www.kidscanreadandwrite.com or www.kidscanonlineacademy.com and look for the Black Belt Reading Program. If you have any questions, find me through either of those websites and ask. I am here to help you be successful. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and share if it was helpful to you, and I'll hope to see you again soon.